All right, guys, welcome to Hanson's Speed Shop. Thanks for joining us today for the Deep Junk Garage Shop Truck Build Off. Today is July 21st, and I'm going to be starting my project today. And I really thought about what kind of a truck do I want to build for this. A while back, I did a 62 Chevy, kind of a patinaed shop truck. And that was basically just something that I would feel like I would realistically have as my shop truck. Just a nice, cool looking, reliable daily driver, able to beat up on it, haul stuff in it, get parts. But for this challenge, I wanted to go kind of what I normally do on cars, and that's way overboard, way over the top, full custom. And I also wanted to do a old school traditional style hot rod, which is what I like best. And I think that's going to really accurately represent what we do here at Hanson Speed Shop. I also wanted to do a truck that maybe wouldn't be super common or something everyone always thinks of. So let's see what we're going to be doing. Here it comes. 29 Ford Model A from Hot Wheels. I love Model A's. I think they make the perfect hot rod, whether it's truck, coupe, um, roadster, sedan, whatever. Just perfect hot rod. So that's what we're going to be building our shop truck out of. The inspiration for this build, on top of everything else I just talked about, is going to be kind of like paying homage to one of my big inspirations, which is George Barris. I met George when I was 16 years old, and I got to hang out with him for like a whole day. And that's when I got this picture here. So, are gonna be kind of doing a shop truck like if he were to have built it. So that should be pretty cool. I'm going to be doing something new on this video, which is trying to add in more of the actual build. So bear with me if that is not of the best quality. We're going to try to do our best. I don't think I'm going to be filming any like cutting or grinding or anything super dusty, because that's going to be kind of hard for me to do. Also, a major point of this build is going to be to show that anybody can do this. I mean, I'm doing this on very small budget. I don't have a spray booth. I don't have an airbrush. I don't have any fancy tools. I'm actually going to be building the whole car on top of this stool. So I don't have a workbench. So there's really no excuse why people can't get out and do stuff, because we're all about promoting getting out, getting your hands dirty, and working on stuff here at Hanson Speed Shop. So there's no more excuse. If I can do this, build a cool quality truck with a small budget and pretty much no equipment, just low budget all the way. If this truck turns out cool and quality, there's no excuse. So we're going to get this thing torn apart, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, we got the thing blown apart. I think this is going to be the easiest way and the best way for me to do this process. Is just going to be I'll do each step and then kind of show my progress along the way. Because I'm kind of bopping around, doing some stuff outside, doing some stuff in the garage, doing some stuff in different parts of the basement. So then we have lighting problems, and it's just not gonna be that good. And then sometimes I'm doing stuff like one step for an hour or two, and I don't think anybody wants to watch me do like some cutting or grinding for an hour or whatever. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do, and then I'll film progress of each step. The next step is just going to be to strip the body. These are all the parts that come in the truck: body, interior piece with fenders, grill, gas tank, and the dash. Here's what the frame looks like. These wheels I can't stand. Those are going right in the garbage. And then your windows. So I'll get the truck stripped and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we got the truck stripped. The plan of attack is we're going to cut the hood off. I'm going to make some radiator supports. We're going to do a custom engine. I'm not sure if I'm going to make one or take one out of something. Probably have to do a radiator hose. We're going to do some custom headers. I'm going to take the interior out and do a full custom interior. Obviously a wheel swap. Custom painting and detailing. And we're just going to kind of go through and show progress of the truck as I go along. And just kind of do little updates with each step. So let's get started. It's been about a week since I started now. I got a little bit behind and distracted over the last week. But we still got plenty of time. And this is going to be a cool truck. And I'll kind of explain more on the look and the theme of this truck as we get more into it. So let's get started. Okay, so I got the hood cut off. As you can see, I'm going to need to make a firewall, but it turned out really nice. And then I had to separate the grill and radiator and headlight piece from the dash, because that was all one piece. That turned out really nice. So the next step is going to be to try to fit some kind of an engine in here. Then we're, like I said, I'm going to have to make some radiator supports, radiator hose, headers. These were the tires that I'm thinking about running on the back of the car. I was going to run these up front, but I'm starting to realize that those might be a little bit too small, so I might go with maybe like a M2 wheel, which is kind of the same style rim, it's just a little bit larger diameter. So that is where we are at right now. And we'll see you on the next step. Alright, time for a little bit of an update. As you know from earlier in the video, I talked about that I wanted to do this build as kind of a tribute to one of my big inspirations, and that being George Barris. I've decided to go with kind of a Munster Koach theme on this truck. So to help out with that, first of all, we got the wheels on the truck. And I'll show you what I did with that. A little trick I seen on Outlaw Speed Shop, one of his builds, or a couple that he's done now. He actually got this idea from somebody else. I don't remember who that was at the minute, but where you just take one of these aluminum tubes and then put some notches in it, and then you can cut your stock Hot Wheel axle and then just glue it in. And it just you got to do a little bit of trimming out in the channel where the axle goes, but that worked really good. And then in the front, like I talked about, I did have to go with these are an M2 wheel, but they're a little bit bigger diameter, and it's just gonna look a lot better. So I do have to do a little bit more work to get that axle perfect. Here is the body where I cut out the firewall, and the dash is now separated. I'm going to have to make a firewall, so I have this piece of plastic here. We're going to cut a firewall out of that. As far as the engine goes, I had M269 Mustang with this super cool, crazy injected engine in it, but it's just a pair of valve covers basically and an intake. So I got it sitting on top of this piece of epoxy putty, and then we're going to trim that down into an actual engine block. And then to go along with my Munster Koach theme, we're going to cut this shifter out, and then I've got a pin here, and then I'm going to bend that up into a shifter for a cool custom shifter. And then I'm going to, the Munster Koach had these really cool tall headrest bucket seats, so I'm going to try to make these seats look kind of like the Munster Koach seats. And that's kind of about it for right now. So I'm just gonna kind of work on firewall, this engine, getting that mounted, finishing up with the front axle, and then move on to the interior, and then we'll go from there. Alright, just doing a little bit of update on the build now. We have got pretty much the whole truck, for the most part, mocked up, and we got the engine in it. I do have a little bit more work to do on just sanding it, making it look better, but that's turning out really good. We had to trim out these clips on the bottom of the radiator to clear the new bigger axle, and then I kind of have been channeling out the backside of the grill to give some more clearance for the engine. Going on to the interior, I split the seats and then added these headrests to go along with those Munster Koach seats like I talked about, and then we cut out the shifter. And then I made the shifter right here, but that's not going to go in till the interior's all finished and painted. And then again, we got the chassis ready to go. Got my wheels in there. Basically, I'm to the point now where I can start working on just getting everything finished and prepped, and then start painting stuff. I found this black wire in my junk parts, and I'm going to use that for my radiator hose. And then I also had to, this is the firewall right here, and then I split the window. I'm just going to have a front window. The window actually kind of comes through the roof and then down, which I'm not really sure why, because there isn't a back window. But with these new headrests, I just didn't want to run into any clearance issues, so we just eliminated that part. So, the goal now is to just start getting everything prepped. Everything's pretty much fitted right. Before I paint anything, I want to kind of try some different ideas out for what I want to do for the headers. The original Munster Koach had some Bobby Bar headers on it, which are pretty cool. You can kind of see on the picture there. I'd like to do something kind of reminiscent of that, but I'm not sure yet how I'm going to do that. So that's kind of what I got to figure out, and then just get everything prepped, sanded perfect, and then we'll start painting stuff, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, this will probably be the last little update before we do the final unveiling of the truck. It's coming out super awesome. I'm really happy with it. Got the interior all done with the Munster Koach style seats and the custom shifter. The engine came out looking super awesome. This thing really has that Munster Koach look that I was going for. I hand did all the striping on the body with a kind of a custom color that I mixed up, metal flake gold and orange. Then I did my Hanson Speed Shop logo on the door in kind of a Barris style, because that was the big inspiration for this truck. All that's really left to do at this point is the exhaust. I decided against doing the radiator supports just because I think it'll look better without them. And then also I was going to do a radiator hose, but since the engine is so close to the motor, there's just not going to be enough room and it would look kind of stupid, so we're not going to do that either. And I also made this custom coffin shaped surfboard that's going to go in the back of the truck, because you can't have all work and no play, and after a stressful day of running parts and working at the shop, you can hit some waves on your coffin board. So we're going to get the body put on, do the exhaust, and we'll see you at the unveil of the truck. So stay tuned. Alright guys, this is going to be the last little update showing the progress of the build. The next time you'll see this will be the final unveiling, but I just had to show you the headers because they're probably the best set of headers I've ever done. I'm super happy with them. They came out just awesome. And I mean, look at the detail on this thing, the engine, the radiator, the interior. This is probably one of the best cars I've ever built. I'm really happy with this one. So we'll check it out at the final unveiling and we'll see you there. Alright guys, here she is. About 3.5 to 4 weeks of work, and this car turned out just awesome. This is probably the nicest, best looking car I have ever done. I'm super proud of this one, extremely happy with it. It just came out exactly like what I had in my head. I think it pays a perfect tribute to George Barris, and it's really got that awesome Munster Koach look to it. We also accomplished all the goals with this truck. Built the whole thing on top of this stool. Built this thing for pretty cheap, actually. I already had the truck, already had the wheels, pretty much made the engine, made the surfboard out of an old piece of plastic I found. We painted the truck with this gloss black Testors paint, and it turned out beautiful. It's got a beautiful shine to it. The firewall that I made for it's actually so shiny. It's kind of like a mirror, and you get a reflection of the engine in it, which is a super cool effect. All the detailing on the body, including the Hanson Speed Shop, that was done by hand. I kind of wanted to give it a Barris Customs kind of a look, and it turned out perfect. All the striping and accents on the truck was done with a custom gold and orange mix that I made myself. Again, those exhausts, I had the idea for that in my head. It was not easy to do, but they turned out just awesome, exactly what I wanted. And this is the Hanson Speed Shop truck, so if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you like what we're doing here at Hanson Speed Shop, or if you're a new viewer, go out to the Hanson Speed Shop channel and check out all the cool stuff that we're doing. There's definitely more cool custom Hot Wheels, Matchbox, and a bunch of other car and bike culture stuff to come on Hanson Speed Shop. So you're definitely going to want to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Thank you for everyone for sticking through and watching this whole video. Thank you to Deep Junk Garage for putting this build off on. I had a lot of fun doing it. And thank you to all you guys for watching. Stay tuned for some really awesome pictures of the truck showing some more detail of it. But other than that, get out, work on your own projects, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.